Hello and welcome. Well, it's Delhi election time and we have with us Jay Panda. He's on the hot seat. He is the man in charge from the BJP side who has been told to oversee the Delhi elections. He's also the national vice president. It's good to have you here, Jay Panda, and to talk to you about, what is happening, the pulse on the ground. Tough task, Jay Panda, but I think you seem to be feeling like you're up to it.
Actually, this time it's very clear that the people of Delhi have made up their mind to give a chance to BJP. You know, they've tried Congress in the past for many years. They've given a chance to this Apda, this disaster, which has enveloped Delhi for the last 10 years.
Tell our viewers what Apda means. It's not a Bengali term of endearment, surely.
Apda is a Hindi word which translates to disaster. And this Apda, which has enveloped Delhi and become its ruling party for last 10, 12 years, 3 elections on fake promises. We can go into that later. People of Delhi have had it up to here with them. You know, the water is still not drinkable. The pollution, nothing has been done about it. Every annual promise to clean the Yamuna has been fake. The massive corruption scandals, the Sheesh Mahal with gold-plated wash basins and toilets and curtains worth crores of rupees. People have had enough. And this time they've decided to give a chance to BJP in Delhi to have a conflict-free governance, to have a government that works hand in hand with the central government instead of finger-pointing, blaming, constantly creating, fighting all the time. India has developed very rapidly under Prime Minister Modi, but Delhi doesn't look like the capital of the 5th largest economy, and that must change.
So you're saying you want to focus on governance, not dharnas, but it can be argued that you are part of the reasons why Kejrwal has become this agitation man.
Not at all. In fact, the Apda specializes in spinning these fake narratives. So I'll demolish this argument in just 1 minute.
Okay.
So he makes all these fake arguments that they've been put into jail by BJP, etc., right? And that they're not allowed to govern. Let me demolish that. First of all, BJP doesn't arrest people and the central government does not decide who gets bail, who doesn't get bail. It is the courts and judges. And the norm in India is that bail is granted promptly unless there is prima facie evidence, unless there is a money trail. Now, let me complete. The leaders of Apda have spent many months and years in jail because, in fact, it's very clear they've done so many scams. The CAG has reported more than 2,000 crores worth of corruption. Now, secondly,
but the court has also come down heavily on the CBI and on the investigation also.
No, the courts are very stringent on the standards required for prosecution. But the fact that these leaders did not get bail for 2 years, 1.5 years, 1 year, means that there is prima facie evidence. That prima facie evidence, the money trail, has to be detailed and the prosecution has to be done properly. But that fact itself is important. Otherwise, they would have got bail immediately. Number 2. See, there are thousands of crores of Modi government funds which the Apda is simply not taking. I'll give you 2 examples. Ayushman Bharat is the world's largest health safety net. Thousands of crores of rupees. And in Delhi, there are 51 lakh potential beneficiaries. For 8 years, they are not taking this. Now, all over India, crores of people benefit from Ayushman Bharat safety net. Only West Bengal and Delhi don't take it. The High Court of Delhi has given a stricture to the Apda government that this is just pure politics. Another example, you know, Delhi hasn't seen infrastructure development by the state government in the last 10 years. Where are the flyovers? Look at the condition of the roads, look at the condition of public transport, parking. Now, the Modi government has been offering more than 70,000 crore rupees under the Abhim infrastructure scheme. Now, they're simply not taking it. I think they have some weird idea that the world's most popular leader, Modi ji, will become even more popular if central government schemes are used to improve Delhi. Again, the High Court has given a stricture to the Apda. So, these put the lie to the fake argument that they are not allowed to govern or that there is an interference. The fact is that these are all their own doings. Now, you know, the BJP couldn't come in the way of them, of the Apda leader, who swore on his own kids that he would live in a 2-bedroom flat. He merged 4 government bungalows to build this Sheesh Mahal.
But he's done it for not, as he himself says, that it's not his house, it's the Delhi Chief Minister's house. Whoever, if BJP wins tomorrow, your man will be in that sheesh mahal.
Our man is not going to be in that sheesh mahal. Listen, if he's talking about government house, first of all, 4 government houses were demolished to build this one palace. And certainly, I don't think in BJP governments you have gold-plated wash basins. I don't think, wait a minute, I don't think there is a bar built at government money, which is sort of understandable because he's hand in hand with the liquor mafia. But normally that's not done with government money. Now, look, now you've heard of high-end music systems like Bose. Now, you or I might have one. They're pretty expensive. Now, how do you explain 6 dozen Bose systems in a house?
See, these party guys have done a tour of the house and they have, said that this all is not correct. They are talking about how the PM's house is also so many government bungalows merged into one.
Why don't you look at the CAG report of the expenses? Now, instead of trying to defend Abda, all I would request you to get the reports of the expenditure on the Sheesh Mahal, where, I mean, nowhere do you have a chief minister's wife signing on official files. It is illegal. Please show that to your viewers.
Okay. In fact, we'll ask you for that if you have a copy. But going on from there, the whole election is being fought around the issue of one man. What Modi is to the Lok Sabha, Kejriwal has become to the Delhi election. Does the BJP feel that, in hindsight, maybe you should have put up a face to counter him? Or is it the Kejriwal versus Modi fight?
So this is another narrative that Abda tries to spin. Let me demolish this in 2 ways. First of all, the Abda does not have a CM face because the former chief minister cannot be CM. Let me explain.
Why?
Let me explain. The former chief minister was in jail for many months and he was given bail under strict conditions by the Supreme Court. Now, what are the strict conditions? He can't go into CM's office. He cannot sign CM files. Now, the trial is yet to commence. Now, whether he wins or loses, until there is a trial, these bail conditions apply until the trial is completed. So he cannot be chief minister for the same reason that he had to resign. Number 2, wait, let me complete. No. You've asked a question. Okay. You must have the courage to hear it. So the second thing is, he has himself called the current chief minister as temporary. Their own Abda chief minister, he has called her as temporary.
Right.
So they have to answer the question that who will lead their team because they cannot. Legally, the ex-chief minister cannot be. Secondly, let me answer for the BJP. Now, in the BJP, any Karyakarta can become a leader. One day's tea seller is today's historic third-time Prime Minister and the world's most popular leader. And look at the last 10 years. In the last 10 years, our format has been working successfully all over the country. At the national level, we have the world's most popular leader. At the state level, everywhere, we have collective leadership. Now, in my home state of Odisha, we didn't put up a face, we had a collective leadership. Same thing in Chhattisgarh, same thing in Rajasthan, in Madhya Pradesh, wherever we even had governments. So let me complete. Wherever we had governments, we had collective leadership and any Karyakarta can become chief minister.
Fair enough, but then it has become a fight of Kejriwal versus Modi. Haven't you given Kejriwal an upgrade by making it, because, he's fighting the face of the Aam Aadmi Party, whether he becomes CM or not, I'll take your point. But it is him versus Modi. You're giving him a huge status upgrade.
That is his
guarantee
his dream. That is his dream.
But that's how people are seeing it.
That's what media is seeing it.
People of Delhi also. They're saying, Modi ke liye vote kare ya Kejriwal ke liye
Not at all. Not at all. See, you must portray facts to your viewers, and let me give you some facts. It is a media hype that it is Kejriwal versus Modi.
What I say is media hype, what you say is facts.
Let me give you the facts. Why don't I give you facts? So, in the Lok Sabha, it is no doubt that we have been winning more than 51% of the vote share. For last 3 elections, all 7.
Correct.
Now, what you say used to be the case earlier that in the local elections, there was a gap. Okay? And in the last 10 years also, and in the last 25 years also, now we used to form governments here with 32-33% vote share. Now, because of fake promises, because of sort of giving false hope to the people of Delhi, the Abda has won 3 times. But despite that, for the last 10 years, in each of the 3 elections in the assembly, as well as in the municipal corporation elections, our vote share has continually increased. So, the gap which used to be 12-13%, in the last local election, which was municipal election 2 years ago, it was only 2%. Subsequently, all these people have gone to jail. Subsequently, we have won states where nobody gave us a chance. Subsequently, with Haryana and Maharashtra elections, there is a wholly different mood. I can tell you what our election is about.
Okay.
Our election is about Modi's guarantees for Delhi.
So it is a Modi versus Kejriwal fight.
No, it is nothing to do with
Of course,
Abda.
you're giving Modi, you're personalizing it. You're not saying BJP's guarantee. You're saying Modi's guarantee.
Look, let me make it. Let me explain. You seem to be batting for Abda quite strongly. Which,
no, I'm just doing the counter. This is what BJP does. You try and put us on the defensive. We have to give you a counter argument. I cannot just
you
keep
can
nodding.
give a counter argument, but you are parroting Abda's talking points.
But it
now,
is
without
the point.
facts. Without facts. So let me give you the facts.
Okay.
Look, Abda has promised fiscal assistance to women here in Punjab 3 years ago and cheated them. Abda has promised financial assistance to women in Delhi 3 years ago and last year and cheated them. Abda has promised clean water for 10 years and cheated the people of Delhi. Now, let me give you our example. Now, we have been running these schemes. For example, the Ladli Behan program in Madhya Pradesh for several years. Subhadra Yojana in Odisha. Now, wherever we make a commitment, it is implemented. Look at the track record of our Sankalp Patras at the national level and the state level. 99% of our national Sankalp Patra manifesto in 2014 and 19 has been implemented. In Odisha, we've had a government for 7 months and more than 70% of our promises have been implemented.
Your Maharashtra finance minister is saying, I don't have the money to implement the schemes you announced.
Look at water. Look at water. Now, we started with 15-16% piped water to people's homes all over the country. Today, we have crossed 80% with the Jal Jeevan mission. So there is a huge difference. You can try to prop up Abda as much as you want, but the people of Delhi know the truth that even poor people have to buy drinking water from tanker mafia.
Having lived in Delhi, yes, perhaps. But the point is that, BJP has always come and said we are against reveries. The Prime Minister has used that word. It's his coinage. Now you're not even just doing reveries. You are taking cut and paste from the Aam Aadmi Party's reveries.
Again, this is an Abda talking point. And I would wish, I would wish you would cite facts. So instead of citing their talking points, if you would cite facts, it would be easier. Let me cite facts. So again, let me say, the Aam Aadmi promises, let me go through the few main promises. One main promise is clean water. Now, they have had scams in Delhi Jal Board for many thousands of crores, no audit in 8 years. So they have scammed that.
So what is the BJP promise to do?
You must allow me to complete. You must have the courage to listen to my answers.
It is not a courage. It's, I think,
look, if you are bent on only speaking up the talking points and not letting me answer them, then it's going to be very difficult.
Okay, but you must allow me to question you also, but finish.
You are questioning, but you're not letting me answer.
Okay, answer.
So, now the Abda has given fake promises to women, fake promises to give drinking water clean, fake promises to clean pollution, fake promises to clean up the Yamuna, many. Now, in our case, there are 3 fundamental differences. And Modi's guarantee matters. It's not just for Delhi, it's for all India. Because people have faith that if Prime Minister Modi guarantees that the BJP's manifesto will be implemented, it will be. So I've already explained to you that financial assistance, DBT to women, we have a track record of implementing it everywhere. Now, we have a track record of implementing drinking water everywhere. Now, what is the difference? A, they promise, they don't do. B, we promise and we do it. Number 2, we are fiscally responsible. Now, recently, the Niti Aayog came out with the health of the state's fiscal health of all the states. You will see that BJP governments, where all these welfare programs are provided, are fiscally far better off than Delhi. Delhi has gone into the red for the very first time under Abda. Third difference, there's no corruption. You will not see corruption cases in any of the welfare programs all over the country that BJP runs. Here you have seen many scams, including, for example, the Mohalla clinic scam and fake medicine scam where children have died under Abda governance. So these are the facts that your viewers deserve to know.
Okay. Now, what is something that BJP will do differently? Some of the schemes that you talked about are already been promised by Aam Aadmi Party. Whether they've been delivered or not, we will argue on that. What will the BJP do that is different, which is not just a takeoff from the AAP manifesto?
First of all, nothing is a takeoff from the Abda. We don't aspire to be like them. We have never been like them. We have a track record. And I'll answer this question, but I must give a backdrop. Under Prime Minister Modi, India has been the fastest growing large economy for several years now, going from 5th to 3rd. Lots of, for example, startups, new economy growth and all of that. But despite that, we are a developing nation. And so welfare programs are needed. Revdi is different, welfare programs are different. Now, we run the world's largest food aid program, the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana, which is 800 million people get grains. Now, the Delhi government has not increased the number of beneficiaries in the last 10 years. They could have. Now, similarly, we provide Ayushman Bharat, which we have talked about.
Yeah.
Now, you want to know what we will do differently. There are a whole lot of things. Let me give you one example to illustrate the fundamental difference.
Okay.
So, the Abda government has promised free transport to women. But what they have done is they have run DTC into the ground because of corruption. DTC has hardly 1/3 of the buses it requires, which is why you see an explosion of private two-wheelers and four-wheelers on the roads jamming the traffic. What we have included in our manifesto is that we will dramatically increase the number of buses in DTC to 13,000. Okay, that's 2.5 to 3 times of the buses that they have existing. And all of them will be electric. So this kills two birds with one stone. A, you dramatically ease the public transportation congestion. Number two, can you imagine with all the buses of DTC and 3 times the number going to electric, it has a dramatically positive impact on pollution.
There is also a third person, the Congress in the game. What role will the Congress play? Will it be that of a spoiler? Is it in the game at all?
Look, Congress also has a similar kind of track record. They have made promises in Himachal recently in the elections, which they haven't implemented in the last 2 years. They made promises in the Karnataka elections, which they haven't implemented. And neither of these two parties have any compunction. Remember, Abda, when it started, it swore never to ally with Congress, and within days it allied.
Correct.
As recently as the recent Lok Sabha elections, they fought jointly. We still defeated them. The fact is, whether they fight separately or they fight individually, for Congress, I think it's a struggle for survival, because they're a very different party today than 20 years ago, 15 years ago. Now, this time they have put up some significant names, well-known names, which was not the case in some of their recent elections. Now, what difference that will make to the election is for them to decide. But in our strategy, we have always targeted that we must get 51% of the vote, so that it doesn't matter whether who else is fighting what strategy. Now, this strategy, our strategy was scoffed at 10 years ago. But in the last 10 years, in state after state after state after state, in the Lok Sabha elections first, we went beyond 51%, including Delhi. And in many states, even in the assembly level, we have reached 51%. And in Delhi, as I have given you the example, we have had dramatic growth in vote share despite not forming the government in the last 10 years. So we are very confident. We are targeting more than 51% of the vote share. And the response of the people of Delhi is very encouraging. They've decided to give a chance to BJP.
So now again, you'll say I'm citing the AAP agenda, but this is what is floating, so I'm going to put it on the table. That is there some sort of a match fixing between the Congress and the BJP? Because the Congress party is cutting into the Aam Aadmi Party vote, and you're dividing the anti...
See, of course, this is an Abda talking point, and there's no facts to back it up. Look, 6 months ago, they were contesting jointly. Then it was okay. Earlier, they have broken their promise to the public and come together jointly. There is every likelihood that post-election they will again try to come together. So the people of Delhi need to be aware that as it is, they have had to suffer one Abda for 10 years. They don't want double Abda.
Going beyond Delhi, how important is Delhi? You said it is the national capital at the end of the day. So how important is it in terms of optics for the BJP to control Delhi? In terms of your narrative?
Leave aside optics. It's very important because it's the national capital. As I've said, there is a renaissance in India. This Naya Bharat, this new India, is the talk of the world. Look, it's the best performing economy in the world. Despite COVID, despite many other issues, this is talked about all over the world. Today, our stature has grown that Indians who travel abroad, and including people like you, must have experienced the new respect that you get when you reach the customs immigration desk in other countries. There is no crisis in the world today where India's help, India's opinion is not sought. There is no crisis where Modi ji's contribution, leadership is not sought. Now, Delhi does not look like the capital of such a nation. We've had, in the last 10 years, where are the flyovers? Where are the roads? It's not happened. So it's important that our capital reflect the spirit of what's happening. Look, all over the country, look at the infrastructure that's happening. The number of airports have doubled. The number of metro rail has more than doubled. Now, look at the expressways that are happening all over the country. Now, if the state government is unwilling to take central government funds, 70,000 crores to develop infrastructure, it's not going to happen. And so, the optics is one issue, but the reality is that Delhi deserves better. India is today aspiring, there is an aspiration to host the Olympics. Delhi is certainly not ready for that. So that has to change. And as the national capital, of course, what happens here is observed and watched closely by the rest of the country.
It is sure. But something, just look at how the trajectory of the election. When it began, earlier December, we all thought, even the surveys and all were showing Aam Aadmi Party way ahead. It was like the Lok Sabha, Kejrwal here and everybody else here. But in the last week, 10 days before the budget, something seems to have changed and the fight seems to be a very close one. What changed? What turned it in favor of the BJP?
What you're saying is true, but there is a time lag. It's not just the last week or 10 days. Let me explain. Because we do surveys all the time and our Karyakartas are in touch with the public all the time. The BJP is the world's largest party in history today with 130 million members. And our Karyakartas have public programs multiple times every week, throughout the year, every year, not just during elections. So we get a sense of it. So for example, many months ago, maybe 7 months ago, we started a program where our Karyakartas and Delhi leaders were going to the slums, to the jhuggis every weekend and spending time with them, understanding the issues, reassuring them that we will help solve them. And we got a clear sense 6 months ago that these are supposed to be core voters of the APDA because they are people who believed the fake promises of APDA, that they will get clean water, they will get good roads. And we could see the anger because, as I said, when poor people have to buy drinking water, it's very difficult for them. Now, our feedback was very clear for many months that there is severe anti-incumbency against APDA, and we were sure that some of their leaders would have to change their seats. And they did. Some of their leaders changed seats because they were facing severe anti-incumbency. Now, the APDA from December onwards has made a lot of new fake promises. The same promises which they haven't fulfilled earlier, like financial assistance to women. Again, the same fake promises they are repeating. Maybe some people still are naive enough to have believed them, but our feedback, our surveys have always been that we are very strong. People want to give us a chance. They've had it up till here with APDA. But on top of it, to answer your question, from the last few weeks, when our campaign got into full gear. See, our campaign also has been building up. Over the last several months, we did lots of local programs, thousands of street corner meetings, thousands of drawing room meetings, thousands of Yuva Chopals. But now it has gone into high gear with big rallies, with major events all across town, and also the announcement of our Sankalp Patra, which has more than 250 promises. This has made it clear to the people of Delhi that they were right in their instinct to want to give a chance to BJP. BJP has heard what they want, and we have committed to take care of it.
Was there any chance of, or was it just media speculation that you were toying with the idea of Smriti Irani being the CM face or Meenakshi Lekhi? I mean, none of them have even contested.
You see, the media often gets into all kinds of speculation based on gossip.
Someone gives us these stories.
No, but look, I mean, I haven't given you these stories, and I'm the one who's managing the campaign. Now, we have been following a particular pattern. If you look at it for last 10 years, that should give you the clue about how we conduct our state campaigns. For 10 years, in every state, not just Delhi, every state, we have collective leadership. And the decision as to who becomes a candidate is not a whimsical decision by any leader. It is something that comes up from the grassroots. We consult our booth level, our district level, state level. We compare them with surveys showing what the public feels about it. We have discussions at the national level, and finally it is decided at the National Parliamentary Board Election Committee. Now, this is a slightly slower process than, for example, APDA announced tickets, they cancelled some tickets, they changed tickets on the last day. It's very whimsical. We don't do that. So our tickets I will not go into details of which names were discussed, what was not discussed, but I can tell you they were thoroughly vetted and discussed at every level, and we have put up very strong candidates. Some of our strongest, most well-known faces have this time been put up against APDA's leaders, their chief minister, their former chief minister, their former deputy chief minister, and you can see the panic on the APDA leaders' faces.
So finally, can I have your prediction for Delhi elections?
My meetings, and I've been all over Delhi, met various cross-sections of society, from the middle class in RWAs to people in the slums and jhuggies, to auto drivers, cab drivers, gig workers, women. There's a tremendous feeling of anger at having been cheated by APDA, because they bought into the fake promises that this group is going to be different somehow, that they will bring a new brand of politics. They used Anna Hazare's name to brand themselves as some kind of different, clean type of politics, which they, today they can't get Anna to give them an endorsement because they've cheated him also. Now, there's anger. Now, this is translating into a very strong groundswell of sentiment that BJP must be given a chance. So, I would not be surprised if we go past 2/3 majority.
2/3 majority. We are going to come back to you on this. But before I let you go, Jay, I've been seeing you ever since you joined the BJP. You've been doing a lot of, whether it elections in Assam, UP, you've been working there, Delhi also. So how do you feel, this new role, are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying BJP? I know it's a little late in the day to ask you that, but.
Look, I've been in the BJP for many years, but also right from the beginning of my political career, right from the beginning, I was part of the NDA. In fact, I was the NDA coordinator for the state of Odisha. I had the honor and the privilege of sitting in weekly and monthly meetings under the guidance of Atalji, Advaniji, Arun Jaitley, Sushma Swaraj, Rajnathji. And it has been inculcated in my philosophy right from my early years in politics. And it has been an honor for me that the party has given me important assignments. I'm very grateful to the Prime Minister, to the party president, Naddaji, to the former party president and Home Minister, who's our great strategist, Amit Shahji, that I've been given important responsibilities for party work for the last 6 years. And it has been a learning experience for me. Also, I've given it my all in various states, including my own home state in Odisha. And I believe in the mission, the Viksit Bharat mission that the Prime Minister has spelt out for the nation. We are getting there. The roadmap is clear. The trajectory is very good. I'm very happy with whatever I'm able to do to contribute towards it.
On that note, thank you so much for speaking to us, and we wish you all the best for the elections.
Thank you.